I have felt uncomfortable with my ways for a long time, and I didn't know how to stop being that way. I didn't know how to be different from what I'm used to, and it was just a strange feeling because I didn't want to be that anymore, but I didn't know what else to do. This is the vibration that I'm feeling. It's confused and yet knows exactly what it wants, but it's hard to do that because it's going to make them feel like the oddball out, is what it feels like. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. Thank you for being here. I am Mystic Alchemy. I don't want to be the oddball out. I keep seeing an 8-ball. Blackballed. Blackballed. Doesn't that mean to be like ostracized? To be shunned? Wait a minute. Let me look up the definition. Blackballed. Pushed away, get out of here type energy, rejected. Okay, yeah, reject. Someone, usually a candidate applying to become a member of a private club. Private club, huh? Typically by means of a secret ballot. Private club. Yeah, you feel that energy? Private club. What do you want to be a part of that club for? You know, why would you want to be a part of a club that is willing to reject you if you want to be yourself and you don't want to do what they do? You see, that's like a trick bag. That is a trick bag at its finest. Okay? That's a trick. See, that's that trick that many people fall into, especially in the younger years when you're trying to see where you fit in the world, trying to see what makes sense to you. And this is what this person was going through. So they know what they really wanted, but what they really wanted was frowned upon in the groups that they resided with and that they lived around, or that they rocked with and lived around. So it's like, if they say or do anything different from this club, quote unquote, or this group, quote unquote, then they're going to be rejected. However, the problem is usually when that happens, it's not being rejected for like good reason. There's no real rationale behind it that promotes some type of growth, some type of favorable purpose in it. If a group or a club, quote unquote, does reject someone, it should be for unfavorable behavior, something that's harming themselves and others. Then it's like, no, you want some other stuff, you need to go over there with that, right? However, it's in reverse here in this realm. You could do something that is favorable, or you could, or you could have a desire to do something that is favorable, and then you have people in these clubs and groups that push you away for actually wanting to heal someone for real, or wanting to truly love for real. You know how many people I've heard say that love is weak? That's a disease of thought. That's a diseased thought, okay? So this person is actually seeing exactly what this conversation is about. They can see. They can see that it's not right, that they really want to live a different life, and they feel locked up in like a jail. But there's no chains, really. The chains are just like the projections of the people are trying to chain them to this way of being. You know what I see in my mind? I see like one person with a bunch of chains on them, like with a bunch of like those cuffs that connect the chain to the person through the cuff. It's like cuffs everywhere, like 3 cuffs on one forearm, 3 cuffs on the other forearm, one cuff around the waist, and each has chains on them, and three cuffs on the calf muscle area and the ankles on both legs. And it's like a bunch of people in this club just trying to pull this person apart, wanting them to be divisive. Let me just divide you all up and confuse you with all these projections from what we think you should do. If you're going to be in this club, you got to be a horrible person, and you got to do horrible things. Otherwise, we're going to reject you. And Spirit is saying many people go through this, where they don't want to be a certain way anymore. They're tired of it, and they know it's not even them. They know that that's not their signature. That's not their code. That's why they feel a soul. That's why they feel a soul. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say that's why they feel so disconnected from those ways that they've adopted and adapted to. But they feel a soul came out, so they feel their soul. Their soul activates, and they're like, no, I'm not doing that. When somebody says, like, no, I'm not doing that, and I know it's not me, their soul is activated. That is an activated soul. When somebody's just, like, choosing to go along with it and they're not really thinking for themselves, that soul is inactive, and it becomes like a mimic. It becomes that person that just starts doing what everybody else do. And this person doesn't want to be that. They know that that's not them. So they like rejecting it, like, no, I don't care about your little club, your little group. I'm going to go make my own club and my own group. Because you're not going to have me out here looking crazy doing stuff that don't even match me. That's not divinely aligned to my life. So don't try to attach me to it. That's not even who I am. And a lot of people get caught here because they want to be accepted. Like, they want to be a part of something greater. And see, the reason why in the early stages of life, people go through trying to understand themselves. So you'll see different type of, they go through different stages. They dress in different ways, and they carry themselves in different ways, trying to fill out who they are because they don't know yet and they're trying to figure it out. However, as soon as they recognize things about themselves and they hold on to them, the things that are like natural, they naturally come to them, and they start to adopt and adapt it and like it and feel good in it, they begin to realize that they don't need to be a part of a group just to say that they're a part of a group. The key is to find what means something to you, and then you end up becoming divinely aligned to those who are meant to be around you because they are divinely aligned with your soul, with your soul's signature, with your soul's contract, with your destiny. It's a very confusing thing, isn't it? To try to be a part of something when realizing that you, in order to do it right, you have to realize that you are the main piece to the puzzle, and it's up to you to gravitate towards what your soul cries out for, and that will bring you to people who actually are more like you and understand you and live within the same or similar frequency as you. That's very confusing, you know? That's a confusing thing that many go through. But it doesn't have to be confusing anymore, because now Spirit is speaking to us about it and informing us that when we see somebody go through that, that's a perfect gift to give them, to tell them, you don't have to go and try to fit into places where you don't fit, because that causes stress, and stress is unhealthy. So you create your own thing, or you pick up on your own vibe, and if you're someone who likes to skate, I don't know, go skate. Go somewhere and skate where the skaters be. You see? And then it's like, oh, you know my soul, because we clicking. There's a click here, you know? And if the same person that likes to skate also likes to cook, well, you could end up in a different place, a different part of the world somewhere. I don't know why the first thing I heard was Indonesia or Bali. I don't know. Anywhere. And you want to learn about their spices that they use and their gourmet dishes and cuisine, their gourmet cuisine, and you you like to cook, so you want to go over there and learn how to cook like they cook, right? You want to learn because you like to cook, but you want to know about how they do it in their culture. So then you go over there and you meet some people that are absolutely different from you culture-wise, but you align with them the same because they like to cook too. And then you see what I'm saying? I just gave some simple examples. But that's how it's meant to be done. You do not what the club wants, and just to say you're a part of something. You do what your soul wants, and then you're actually a part of what you're meant to be a part of. So yes, this is what this person is realizing. So they're rejecting their old way of thinking, and they're adapting to their soul. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you feel in my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. If you would like to book a healthy conversation, you can by visiting www.milkhoneyRose.org. And you can also join the membership here on YouTube. And for all of those who do join, I appreciate you in advance. And you joining is just to support me on this channel. And I thank you and I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one.